Yeah, so about a year ago, my neighbor passed away, and he was like a second father to me because you know, my father has taught me a lot of things, but there are certain things that he's gonna do. If it comes to painting the house, doing any construction, carpentry, shit like that, he's gonna do it. Um, Now my neighbor, um, he taught me how to dig the holes for fence posts. He taught me how to lay down patio brick. He taught me how to dig a ditch, proper way. Anybody can dig a hole, but if you're worried about drainage or something, I mean, he's got in his backyard, he's got the highway, and then there's a slope, and so when it rains, it gets his backyard would get all flooded. So he wanted me to dig a ditch for him, so he taught me to dig a ditch. There are a bunch of things that he taught me, and I'm really appreciative of that. Um, these are skills that I wouldn't have if he didn't teach me, because my father does things a certain way. He just, when it comes to anything like that, he's gonna do it his way. He I don't know if it's that he thinks I'm a fucking idiot. It doesn't matter. Um, Everything works out in the end. But uh, I somebody who's I could give you all of their information right now, their address, their phone number, their full name. Um, but I can't do that because then they'll cry to their friends at the FBI who they called because they were offended at some things that I said on the internet. I mean, it's the internet, dude. It's the Wild West. I mean, if you're gonna stoop that low, I don't know. What I'm getting at here is, I missed his funeral. I missed my neighbor's funeral, um, because the FBI had called and said that they were coming by. So obviously, I want to be here. Um, that went well. It went as well as it could go. Um, a little bit of embarrassment, a little bit of humility there. Um, but I missed this guy's funeral. Like, this is a guy I've known my entire life. He lived across the street. I missed his funeral, because of this, um, and that really pisses me off. It does, but it can it can be filed away for another day. Um, I try to forgive and forget as best I can. Sometimes, when people want to continue to, like lead on some drama or some shit, yeah, I might engage. But this guy seems to be a fucking idiot. He knows what he did. Um, he knows how stupid he is, and that's just about that. So, with that said, anyway, I missed this guy's funeral, and I hate that, but I've moved on. And what happened in the wake of uh, his passing is that, naturally, being the kind of like community, I guess, person that I try to be, I have a widow neighbor next door. I do everything I can for her, everything I can. Um, if I'm in a rut, if I'm in a bad place, she will lend me money. Other times, I will do her favors. Like, I'll shovel for her. I'll move shit around. I'll, clean out her basement. I'll make sure she doesn't have animals in her basement. Um, and she tries to pay me. If I need the money, I will take that payment. If I don't, then I say, you know what? Listen, this is the way it is. I'm the young guy next door. You know my parents. I'll take care of you. And she's been a widow for years. And you got now my neighbor across the street, who is now also a widow, and she has like a weird situation going on because they had a tenant, and the tenant is now in hospice. Um, Most likely because of cancer. I don't try to pry too much. But her nephew's living there, and now her nephew's smoking in the house. And so, like, I got to go over there and talk to him and say, hey, listen, man, it's getting through the ventilation. She's smelling it. She just smoke outside. You know, um, whatever people need from me, I try to give them just that. And it sucks because people they want that, but they don't want that. They People who need help will rarely admit that they need help, and I try to just do whatever I can. Um, I try to do whatever I can without, without like pushing that on them. Um, so anyway, um, my neighbor apparently had a large collection of boots, and if you know me, you know that I only wear boots. I don't have sneakers. I don't have sandals. I only wear boots. That's it. I have 14 pairs. Um, Now tonight, I went out on the porch. I slept for a while. I woke up. It was like maybe 7:30, 8 p.m. I went out and I saw two trash bags um, at the foot of the steps porch, and I go, oh, that's curious. So go in and talk to my mom. I go, well, do you know anything about those two trash bags that they under the porch? I hadn't looked at them yet, and yeah, she said, yeah, it's kind of weird because it's totally out of character for my father to put, a couple trash bags at the end of the porch. He'll just throw them in the barrel. Like there's an order to things. It's like that's not like that is just totally weird. That's not how it works. Um, so I went outside. I go, oh, maybe it's a bomb or something. I go outside. I kick the bags a little bit, and they're kind of hard. And I'm like, what the fuck is in here? Like shingles or like bricks? Or like what the fuck is going on here? Take my lighter out because it's dark out. I look in the bags, a bunch of boots, and I recall my widow neighbor saying to me, oh, I got to give you his boots because they might fit you. So I start looking around in the bags and going, all right, these are boots. All right. Oh, duh. She dropped off the boots. So I immediately went right over to her house. Um, Banged on the door a little bit, not too hard. And she answered. So I started talking to her, and I was like, did you drop off a bunch of boots? She goes, yeah, I dropped off his boots. Yeah, I told you I was going to do that. And, I thanked her, and I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. It's 7 pairs of boots. And she gave me, like, his slippers and stuff, too. And it's just kind of weird. But, the gestures there, I really appreciate it. And, I told her as much. and you know, she smokes, so like, you know, I'm going in. I'm about to have a third job right now. I'm gonna have 3 jobs that I'm working, so I can't be smoking. So what I did was I go, I'll be right back. I came back here, grabbed all of my weed, uh, whatever I had, and it wasn't much, but it was something. And I went back and I gave that to her because I know she smokes, and she's been having a hard time getting what she needs. So I did that to try to, you know, return the favor. And I don't know. It's one of those nights when like something good transpires. Um, Somebody does something very nice for you, and so you try to return the favor. And I told her, you know, the same as I tell my other neighbor who's also a widow, don't be shy. You know, if you need anything, you know where to find me, and I'm always going to be around. I might be working 3 jobs, but it doesn't matter. In my free time, I'm here. I There's a weird line between like people want to have their free time, but at the same time, it it not only feels good to do things for people, but I don't know, you're filling that gap somehow. You're because what am I doing? I'm sitting around watching YouTube videos and like all these channels I'm subscribed to, and I'm not doing much. So you get your jobs, you get whatever jobs you're working, and then you get your community, and then you get your free time. So I don't care really if I have an hour out of my day that I can do what I want, that I can, you know, start drinking, have a cigarette, shit like that. Um, it sort of comes down to how do you apply yourself? How do you exist? How do you know, because it's important to have some sort of enjoyment in life, but it's also important to look out for other people any way you can. And on top of that, you also have to have some kind of employment and be able to make money so that you can exist. For me, I need to get back into work because I need to have something to do. I need to be able to work and play. Um, it's very difficult when you don't have anything going on. I mean, my parents are nice enough to lend me some money so I can support my stupid fucking habits like drinking and smoking. Okay, but while I appreciate that, it's not good enough. I need to have something to do. I need to be able to work a job and come home and feel like I've done something. And I think it amounts to the same exact thing when you're talking about community and you're talking about helping out your neighbors, helping out the people around you. You might not get paid for it. You might not get any reward for it at all. I've been lucky in that respect. She gave me 7 pairs of boots. She probably would have just thrown them away. But you need to be able to like have some sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. And for me, there's 2 things: there's work, and there's my community. And then I can have my free time, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can lay around like a fucking asshole and be an idiot. But this kind of thing is like community kind of thing, helping people out, being there for them. It's just about the most important thing in the world. Um, in my opinion, you need to be able to have a job so that you can have, a steady income and be able to take care of yourself in some way. To the same end, you have to be able to look out for people around you, and you'll find that they will do the same for you. And that is how a community works. And it's just amazing to me. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what those trash bags were. I was like, what the hell? And I go out, and like I said, if you know me, I only wear boots. 7 pairs of boots. I'll give you my weed. I'll give you a ride to get your prescription. I'll give whatever you need. You let me know. And that sort of like breeds love. People have compassion for each other. That guy used to plow all our driveways. And he'd hit the sidewalk. He'd hit the pavement and fuck it up. And then, next summer I'd be out there with like some old woman trying to, piece like a puzzle, trying to piece together like the pieces of pavement and stuff on the sidewalk. But he was a great guy. And even though I missed his funeral, I got his boots down. That's enough of a memory. Yeah. It's important to look out for people that are near and dear to you. You lose people every day, and we know this. We know this. None of us gets out of this alive. But, when you give a shit about somebody, you gotta give back. You gotta do whatever you can to give back. And that gesture, that one gesture, that's enough for the rest of her lifetime. Anything you need, you know where to find me. That's the kind of shit I live for. Some people live for drugs. Some people live for fucking people over for the fun of it. That's the kind of shit I live for. Help people out, be part of the community. And